Hello, I'm Sean Gardner. Can you all see me? Okay. Wanted to welcome all of you. I have been looking forward to this event really for some time. I connected with Angel Salazar, who also is joining me here, and he is the actually filmmaker. And so when he reached out to me, I certainly jumped at the opportunity. This is my first time hosting an event, but I have traveled to roughly 29 countries since 2013. Essentially giving keynote addresses at first on social media, and then starting in 2018, I traveled to Shanghai, and then also traveled to Miami to give presentations on artificial intelligence. Digital transformation is very serious, and we certainly know that digital transformation has really been given a boost during this global pandemic that we're in. So I'm really happy to certainly be a part of this event, and really interested in talking today with Angel about his film, and then some of the issues, concepts, perspectives that he's bringing about. That the film is touching on, and certainly some of the things that he's going to be sharing with us over the course of the next 3 days. So, Angel, just first up, let's talk about really the big issue in the room here. The big issue, of course, as you know, is artificial intelligence. So, just give us your take on at least the evolution, if you will, of artificial intelligence. I know definitely that individuals will say that artificial intelligence is very clearly I think, what did the gentleman say? He said it's almost like electricity was the big technology, the innovation, if you will, of the early 20th century. But what he's saying for this particular century, he feels that definitely artificial intelligence is going to make that kind of impact. What are your thoughts on that?
Thanks for that question. First, I really wanted to say that we are really thrilled that you are with us, Johnny, from the other side of the pond. You're a huge figure, influencer, opinion leader in America. We want to democratize the use of technology. There are different waves. I have been in academia, business school, technology management for over 29 years, doing research and teaching as well.
Right.
And was a serial entrepreneur, developing technology with social impact in healthcare and education. And obviously we work with a very wide range of people, young people, professionals, startups, companies. And I always get thrilled with it when people have a passion and see how they want to build something better for us, for the world and the planet. So this is what we're trying to do. Having been in academia for so long, it gave me the opportunity to some time to reflect and study and read and also see what other people are doing. I think we're in an inflection, like many inflections in our history of humankind. We read things on French Revolution or medieval wars, and then we have AI, and we have hopes, but also fears. And the fears are they going to take our jobs? Are we going to become obsolete? Are they going to be harmful to humans?
Right.
But the other side of this is they can increasingly boost productivity for us. They can take away all the mundane tasks that we don't necessarily have to do. It's like the workhorse of the 1800s. This is the new AI, with all the other technologies associated with that. Having been in doing technology since a very early age, my first computer was a Radio Shack TRS-80 when I was 13, 14.
Wow.
We are talking about, I'm not going to say how far. I was building things when I was a young age. My Raspberry Pi was this size. So I'm probably not as old as Bill Gates, obviously, but I started very early with technology. I have seen a lot of waves. The difference with this one now is that in the past we have replaced work that needed to be automated, but wasn't necessarily be intelligent.
Right.
It was replacing decisions from humans. There was automation on databases and decision support, but it was not be able to predict behaviors or predict future events like we do.
Right.
Having said that, AI is no general AI. People talk about narrow AI, specialized AI, and then general. We're not in the general universal AI.
Correct.
Like the thing we see in science fiction. There's some people working on this in the labs. I think that's going to be the next wave of AI. We start seeing these things. Again, no one knows when this will happen. People talk about the singularity. I think AI, blockchain, together with blockchain, quantum, they're going to revolutionize the ways we can solve problems quicker and more effectively.
Right.
And the huge potential. The danger is us humans, not the technology. Is how we use the technology to improve our fellow citizens.
Right.
Being in a capitalist system, which we have many benefits for wealth creation and innovation.
Mm-hmm.
We also need to be aware that we need to develop, discuss, negotiate new ways to govern this new technology.
Right.
To avoid any unintended or unplanned consequences. We have seen some of these things happening, bias in data, robots that behave in unpredictable ways. So how we can regulate, not a big fan of regulation, I have to be honest, but I think we have to be conscious that we will have to have some form of regulation as
right.
well as free innovation and incentives to promote innovation.
Right. Now, we follow each other on Twitter, and for those of you watching, you know that definitely there is this really big hashtag on Twitter called AI for Good. And I actually share a great number of things on the AI for Good hashtag, and I will actually search for stories and links so that I can actually hashtag my particular post, because I really like that. And I think it was something that you just said about general AI and this sort of like a fear, if you will, of sort of the science fiction perspective of AI, like, the Terminator. And talk a little bit, if you can, about this perspective is out there. And this perspective is, if we not necessarily stop talking about the dangers of AI, which are real, and like you said, the human, how humans use it, that's a big issue. But the other perspective, this perspective is that we should be talking more about the positive and truly not just transformational, but truly positive ways that AI is impacting our lives, communities, countries, that kind of thing. See if you can share just a few thoughts on that, because I know that, I still, run into people who say into the Terminator stuff, Sean. I mean, it's really funny when they say that to me, but they have taken to the science fiction aspect of AI rather than the AI for good aspect, which goes beyond just simply, what it's doing for the medical industry and education and so forth. So what are your thoughts on that?
I want to be concise because I'm conscious that we have been running a little bit behind the schedule, and we have Chris de Bartaban.
Got it.
Who is a consultant in digital transformation that will address the moral and ethical issues of AI.
Got it.
And that will be an interesting talk, and I will ask people to please wait for that talk with Christian de Bartaban.
Okay.
I want to say, having worked in healthcare and education, I think there's huge potential to create new medicines and devices that can help us not just to treat disease, but prevent disease by understanding the factors that might shape your health.
Right.
Also in research, in biotechnology, and in drug discovery. Use an example. There's some companies developing AI systems, machine learning systems that can leapfrog the time it takes to find new drug leads. That's one example.
Right.
In telemedicine, now with the uptake of telemedicine is increased 500%. And it's not new technology. It's technology has been there for many decades, but COVID has prompted people to work remotely,
Right.
combined with predictive tools and robotics for surgery. And then we're not even start talking about quantum, how we can solve the design of drugs that can take many, many years to show that
Right.
they need to do that. So that's one
Right.
example. Obviously, business, commerce, productivity, something that Dr. Jeffrey Funk was saying last week in our pre-forum talk, augmenting productivity of the average person or the average worker, the average professional. So if we can have better tools to automate and make more informed decisions,
Right.
and these tools that in our laptops or MacBook Pros or access to the cloud are very low costs compared to 20, 30 years ago.
Correct.
It is relatively easy now to set up your own business with social media or data analysis or providing other services using technology
Right.
from home. And I see this is a way to democratize opportunities for many people
Right.
that will be working again from home, being independent business entrepreneurs or sole entrepreneurs using this new technology. I think it's going to democratize if we give the right support, education, and tools to a wider spectrum of people.
Right. And so we have enough time before this next presentation, right? Or are we right about that time?
We have 3 minutes.
Okay. If you can talk a little bit about just maybe like, I don't know, a minute and a half here, what AI can do for a small business. I say this, as you just said that something that really kind of like, jog my memory. I was talking to someone, I just said, hey, small business can really can be impacted by AI. Can help them save money. It can help them start the blog, all these kinds of things. So if you can, I mean, maybe we can talk at length about this another day, but I just feel like that so many small businesses around the world, which have gone out of business, all right, because of the pandemic, and a lot of small businesses that are still, that are still here, that at least barely survived, and maybe they're just trying to turn a corner. What are one or two, say, things that you believe that AI can maybe do for them? Maybe just one or two, real quick.
Well, I suppose is understanding your market, understanding your customers, understanding your audience.
Right.
We already have some social media tools that let you segment and understand your audience. The other tools that help you also understand which products and which brands, the spectrum of the users will be more keen to use. Obviously, right.
Right.
You can use Amazon-style product recommendations, AI machine learning systems.
Right.
And this is done by Amazon with hundreds of millions of users, but it can be done at the low cost by any business.
Got it.
I have many students the past years have been working particularly in that area. That's a very hot topic for business technology, business analysts to work on,
Right.
Analytics and predictive analytics for market research, product recommender systems.
Right.
At very low cost and very little time. And tools are becoming more friendly. So
Right.
there will be people talking at the event about no coding tools and also training to shorten the time that takes to businesses
Right.
to adopt these new technologies.
Yeah. And you're right. It not only are these tools becoming more friendly, they're certainly becoming more pedestrian. I mean, and the cost is coming down. You can certainly start your own. There are tools. There's an AI tool where you can start your own blog. So maybe you might want to have a corporate blog or a blog for your business. And there's also a really great video service, and certainly maybe some video services more out there that use AI. Like you said, great tools out there, becoming more certainly business friendly and more affordable. So I guess we can maybe go into this next presentation here. I'm not sure who's here.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you.